It gives me great pleasure to introduce this segment about this year's Volunteer Service Award recipients. Each year, the high schools choose a Volunteer Service Award recipient as part of the nomination and selection committee process. The students that receive this award demonstrate a commitment and dedication towards service and volunteerism, as well as leadership that truly inspires others to do the same in their community. This award was implemented across the district as a direct result of the district's long-range plan in an effort to instill in our students civic responsibility and a willingness to serve their communities throughout their lives. Finally, I would like to thank the students for their leadership in the community and congratulations on receiving this year's Volunteer Service Award. We are proud of your efforts.
I recognized Gianna even when she was in 9th grade. I didn't even have her as a student yet. And I just saw her in the hallway and how she was just always smiling and people would just always be around her. And then when I had her as a student, within a week, I'm like, oh, I love this girl. She's just so positive and hardworking. You don't even have to be Gianna's teacher to know her. If you see her in the hallway, you see her at an event, she just has so much energy and you see the people around her and the people who want to be near her. And that's what she does with her work too. Like she just gets everyone involved and people want to do it because of how she is.
I found out that I got this award by Mrs. Charlesworth coming to me in my homeroom and told me to come down to her office, and I walked into a big conference room and Mr. Lampblue was in there holding a cake and balloons for me, and it was awesome.
Her big thing that really started her was 5 years ago. She heard on B101 something about stockings for kids, and she did it. And she got her whole entire cheerleading squad to participate with her, and she raised all this money and she packed those stockings. She was even recognized on the news for her service. She does a lot with coaching and volunteering through cheerleading and different stunts and tumbling. She's an amazing athlete. She's a track star, and she puts that all into her volunteer work as well.
I've done a lot of community service, Toys for Tots, Stockings for Kids, Cook for You, inner city stunt clinics for cheerleading.
I think Gianna is deserving of this award because she completed over 1,000 hours of volunteer work, but also because of the passion she has behind all of the work that she has done and still is doing.
I volunteer and do community service because honestly I love to do it. I love seeing the expressions on the kids' faces when they get their toys from the Stockings for Kids, and I know I'm helping someone else that's in need.
Jacob Demery was picked because he has a heart of gold. He is volunteer. I mean, if you wanted to look at anybody in the whole school, Jacob gives more of his heart and soul into volunteerism. He's a wonderful asset to the NHS family, and he gives without expecting anything in return. And I think that's what a real volunteer is all about.
The principal and a couple assistant principals came in and announced that I had won the award to my homeroom. When they came in, I actually thought it was for a teacher or something. So, you know, they came in and announced I had the award, and I was shocked. So I was pretty surprised. I do a lot of internships, so I volunteered with different political organizations. I also work at a homeless shelter or a day shelter for families called the Interfaith Hospitality Network. And then I do stuff at my church as well as volunteer activities through my school. I play a large part in National Honor Society, so recently we went to Holiday Village and did a lawn cleanup and worked with the families, and it was a very special experience.
He'll help coordinate everybody to their houses and make sure everybody's doing their jobs. Last year, we didn't have enough time to get all the work done, and Jacob just went out on his own, took his sister and brother. I went and met him, took his parents, and we all went out there and cleaned the rest of the homes.
Along with the school, though, I've also done the AIDS Walk with Lenape and other in-school, like the No Place for Hate committee and different activities like that.
He will help senior citizens. He's been involved in helping children, and he's been involved in helping different community service events. We also do the soup kitchen. We also volunteer helping feed the homeless, and Jacob was involved in that.
I went to a college talk and they said you have to do well, but also do good, and I feel like I live by that. We have to volunteer as people. We have to stand up for our fellow brothers and sisters, and we who have to give to those who might not. So whether that be through a homeless shelter or or an animal shelter, or whatever, however you volunteer, you have to make sure that you're making a difference and helping others in the best way you can. So I feel like volunteer because it's who I am, it's the right thing to do.
I am confident that he will take this into adulthood and really influence others around him in a very, very positive way. I am very proud of Jacob Demery. He has inspired so many kids at Lenape and made NHS just a wonderful organization. And we will truly miss him next year, but I know he will go on to do, big things as far as volunteers go.
I think Russ was picked because he's involved in a whole bunch of different areas. He's involved in the community. He's a licensed EMT and he volunteers with the Tabernacle Rescue Squad. He's also involved with Eagle Scouts. He's an Eagle Scout and he did a project for Camp in a Window Inn. Russ is also heavily involved at Seneca. He's the student council president and he helped to organize things like the blood drive and other events here. And as a member of National Honor Society, he has shown his leadership by organizing a buddies dance here last year, and he's also organizing it this year as well.
I was happily surprised that I won this award. I knew that with the over 800 community service hours that I actually put in, that I would have been one of the top contenders, but I had no idea what any students from the other schools in the district and even at Seneca were putting in. So it was a happy surprise, yes.
I think what Russ does really tells the most about who he is. He helped to organize a Red Cross military donation campaign that collected 350 items for troops. He also organized a dinner for first responders in the community.
Outside of Seneca, I am a member of the New Jersey Association of Student Councils. My term there just ended. I was involved with that heavily throughout all of high school, attending their meetings, going to the annual leadership training conference, and helping out at the conferences the night before, stuffing the envelopes. And as the State Board of Education member, I'm also involved on the State Board of Education as the only student member there. I'm a non-voting member, however I do weigh heavily with field reports that I give and also any decisions I can put my opinion in and ask questions to engage in the conversation. I have also helped Mount Laurel with their top soccer program, which helps physically and mentally challenged children play soccer. And as that, you're a buddy and you really get to bond one-on-one with the child.
I think Russ deserves the award because he has a lot of ambition when it comes to volunteering and serving others. And I think that people recognize that Russ has a hand in a lot of different projects that support the community and help others.
I volunteer because I feel that I've been given so much as from the community help-wise, from everyone help-wise, and I believe that it strengthens the character when you can give back more than you've actually been given.
I think Katie O'Rourke was picked for this award because she has numerous hours of volunteer service, and I think that she also does it for the right reasons. She could be getting a job after school where she's getting paid, but she bleeds service. Katie is not somebody who, needs attention. She's not somebody who has to be, first on the list for anything. She does this because it's the right thing to do, and her family, they think this is important, and I think she also has therefore influenced other people to do service as well.
Volunteering is important because a lot of the organizations around here that do a lot of good work, they don't always get a lot of workers, and sometimes they don't have the resources to be able to pay all these people, so they really rely on their volunteers to help them do the work that they do. So I do food drives for the Food Bank of South Jersey. And I did a collection drive this summer for the Helen Dillard Vacation Home for the Blind Children in Avalon. And then I do collection drives for a lot of animal places. So like for Cedar Run and Paws, I do that a lot.
She was one of our captains for the dance team this year. So I know her mostly from a dance point of view. I know she has volunteered student teaching at her local dance studio at Today's Dance Center. She also grabs at the chance to do any type of community involvement. and through our programs too. So we've done like an MYA clinic, and Katie's the first one to, go up to little kids and help them. She also has performed dance at Medford Lee's and Voorhees Pediatric Center, and I think she is leaving a legacy, especially among members of the dance team at Shawnee. I think she has really inspired them to start giving service as well.
I feel good whenever I volunteer. I love helping people. It's something that I've done since I was little, and it makes me happy. I love being able to see somebody else's life become better when I get to help with it.